should have been behind. They qualified in the order 44.51, but the number 44 car changed tyres in GT Daytona. You do have to start the race on the tyres with which you qualified, so he should have gone to the back.
Yeah, in that class. Yeah. Jeremy Shaw, John Hindhaugh, Shea Adam on the edges of the seats that we would be sitting on if we had them, but we don't. And it's already a crash on the front straight, and it's the Action Express number 5 and one of the Porsches involved there. They were an innocent party. Looks like the 99 got hit as well, and the number 911 came along. That was before the green flag even flew. Oh my goodness, it's taken out some big names already. The number 5 Action Express car, Joao Barbosa's gone around. The 911 of Nick Tandy caught up in that with nowhere to go as they were accelerating towards the line. And the number 99, Misha Goiper. Oh, the Ford 66 is involved as well. That's Dirk Muller, and that's a championship contending car, and they are going to be dead last. My goodness, it looks like the 911 and Nick Tandy has managed to find a gear and get going. It's damaged. It's badly damaged. He's sitting on the left-hand side of the car, and that's good, because if he's on the right-hand side, he wouldn't be able to see anything, Jeremy. That right front wing, the front fender, is up in the air, and he's going to try and get that car back to the mechanics to try and get them to get it put back together again. Is that just bodywork, or is there some frame damage? I'm not sure.
Don't know about frame damage, but certainly likely suspension damage there. That's quite a bit of bodywork that's completely misplaced in that car. That was a disaster. There's no question. I think number 5 car is out of the race. That was a second place in the championship, just 7 points behind their teammates. So this is absolute disaster for them. Also, as you said, Joey Hand, that Dirk Muller Ford, they were lying just 9 points off the championship lead in 3rd position as well. That car is almost certainly going no further this afternoon.
Shea Adam is down there. There's a lot of debris. It looked as though it was the 99 car of Misha Goikhberg who got on the power early and clipped the back of the number 5 of Joao Barbosa. I don't think you can drive down the front straight. They'll have to bring them into the pit lane. Otherwise, they may have to stop them. This might be a red flag. Let's see what race control decides. They're normally very good on this to make the quick decisions. Poor Nick Tandy was in the pack, and it all kicks off ahead of him. People are braking, and right in the middle of the road, Joao Barbosa left, well, not Joao's fault, but Nick had literally nowhere to go. One of the Fords, it would have been the 67 car that dodged to the left, and as that happened, Nick was left with a face full of prototypes sideways on. Tyre and wheel combination rolling down the track from one of the cars. I believe that was from the Action Express, the number 5 Mustang sampling car. In all of that, Dane Cameron has got the lead, by the way, before the full course caution came out, and Jordan Taylor then in second. So it's accurate from number 6, from the number 5, from the number 10 of Jordan Taylor. Well, they are going past on the track, but the officials have done a very smart thing. They've pushed everyone over to the extreme right-hand side of the circuit, so nobody is running over debris. Very well done, and a quick call to get the intervention vehicles down there to effectively, as if you were on a highway, to cordon off the inside of the circuit and push everyone away from the incident. The initial contact was from the 99 of Misha Goikhberg onto the back of Joao Barbosa's car. And the 66, I'm afraid, the Ford, championship contending Ford with Dirk Muller, absolutely nowhere to go. It was a heck of a good start from Goikhberg, but really nowhere for him to go. There was another prototype involved in there as well. I think it was one of the, well, it can't have been one of the Acuras. They were further back. So it must have been the core car, was it? No, it was looking down on a Ford. Ford looks very much like a prototype from the top. Shea Adam, let's check in with you, looking at the drivers, and let's check to see how the drivers have fared in that. That's the most important thing.
Exactly. Joao Barbosa, who was helped out of the car with the IMSA officials, he got out under his own power and walked over to the safety Cayenne. That's the best news. But the car will go no further. The safety crew is working about pushing it up onto the flatbed. The wheel and tire on the back right of the car is budged up on the tow truck. It's actually sort of wedged in. The suspension is broken, and there is a ton of shards on the racetrack. All of the cars coming past now, as where's the 10? The 10 dropped back to 3rd, so it's behind both of the Penske cars. There is a lot of Mobil 1 stuff written on the sides of pieces. It's debris off the number 911 from Nick Tandy. There is a lot of stuff as well from the number 66 Ford. forward, but there's a lot of debris and a lot of liquid that was dropped down from this number 5 machine, which is now retired. Debris from the front and the back of this car. Really scary first lap incident, John. I'm glad that everyone's okay.
And the 911 has gone behind the wall. Shea Adam with that Continental Tire pit lane report, and she was literally looking over the pit lane there. The wheel and tyre that went for walkabout on its own was from the 66. My apologies. That was the right front ripped clean off with part of the suspension member as well there. Extraordinary right at the beginning. And, you know, you're only getting up to speed there, Jeremy. The energy that is expended, that is by no means full speed as the green goes out. It was actually a really good start by the 99 of Misha Goikberg, who, by the way, is still running. The right front of that car is damaged, but he's still running, and the car actually has fared pretty well. He just tipped round Joao Barbosa in the number 5 Mustang sampling prototype, and then from then on it was like dominoes behind him.
It really was, and Shay and I were both in the drivers' meeting this morning, and the driver and team managers were all in there, and the subject of the start came up as it always does, and Bo Barfield was explaining, who's the race director, was explaining to the drivers he wants everybody to pack up in side-by-side formation coming out of the corkscrew. So you can't really go through the corkscrew side by side. And he was also said to drivers, look, that's later than we normally would try to line up side by side. So do the best you can coming down the hill, get yourself side by side, and then coming out of the final corner, make sure you maintain the pace car speed and don't try and jump the start. Now there were a few people there who kind of, you know,
a teammates in the drivers' championship run. We'll see what happens. It was a pretty good lineup actually as they came out of the final corner, and it was the lightest of touches from Misha Goikberg onto the left foot. A huge moment for the 912, which was started by Earl Bamber, who was confronted with the front suspension assembly and the right front Michelin tyre on the wheel, rolling across the track in front of him, and he somehow avoided it. His teammate wasn't so lucky, Nick Tandy, with nowhere to go, with Joao Barbosa having been spun around right across the track. The Ford hitting the